This video is all about one question regarding the last video and the last practice set that you just finished. This is the correct trial balance that you were supposed to have after the last exercise set. However, let's imagine that a student did not have these numbers after the recent transaction set. Let us imagine instead that a student had these numbers. Now, of course, these numbers will be much easier to compare if I put them side by side on the screen. Now, we can more easily compare the trial balance with the wrong results to the trial balance with the correct results. Notice, in the trial balance with the wrong results, editing income and video income are the same result as the editing income and the video income in the correct trial balance. However, in the trial balance with the wrong results, accounts receivable is higher than the accounts receivable in the trial balance with the correct results, and undeposited funds is in the trial balance with the wrong results is lower than the undeposited funds in the trial balance with the correct results. Think about it. Think about this condition. What would be the only mistake that you could make that would allow the two income accounts to be correct, but accounts receivable too high and undeposited funds too low? Did you put the wrong item? Did you record the wrong quantity in one of the transactions? Did you put the wrong date? No. You may pause the video if you don't want the answer right away, because the answer is you made an invoice instead of a sale receipt. Let's take a look. Please bring forward your trial balance. Make sure it says A for all. We are going to open up each account and find what is the difference between my incorrect results and your correct results. First, let's double-click undeposited funds and see if we notice any difference. We double-click undeposited funds and open up the account itself. Now let's go one by one and see if we notice anything different. Well, here we have sale receipt number 6 and sale receipt number 4321. Notice I am missing sale receipt number 5. Well, how could that be? How could I be missing sale receipt number 5 if my video income and my editing income match yours? I must have recorded every transaction that you did if my income accounts are correct. Well, the reason why I'm able to be missing a sale receipt but have the same income is because my income accounts were increased by an invoice instead of a sale receipt. So you notice I have this missing sale receipt number compared to yours. Now let's close it out and open the account that shows all of the invoices. The account that all of the invoices are recorded in is accounts receivable. When I double click and go top to bottom, you can see that I have this additional invoice here for January 15th. When you start at the bottom, yours would read invoice number 12/11/10/9 on the dates of January 18, January 16, January 13, and January 11. The one that I have that you don't is this one, the January 15 invoice. And when I double click, I can see that I did make a transaction on January 15, and the reason why editing income is correct is because I put 14 editing hours on that invoice, just like you put the 14 editing hours on the sale receipt. So, what do I need to do to fix my QuickBooks file to make the results the same as yours? Let's think about what I need to do to correct my results. Can you change an invoice into a sale receipt? Can you make one transaction become another type of transaction? The answer is no. In QuickBooks, you cannot make one transaction type become another type of transaction. If you recorded the wrong transaction type, there's only one way to fix it. You have to delete the wrong one and then re-enter the correct one. Watch how I do it and you will see the numbers will fix themselves. So again, the offending transaction is listed here in accounts receivable because it is missing from undeposited funds. So if we want to see the transaction causing the problem, we will double-click the accounts receivable balance, open up the actual account receivable, and here's the transaction that should not exist. This invoice should not exist at all. Let's double-click. Now there is no way to make it become a sale receipt. We have to delete it. When we click delete, we'll get a warning message, are you sure you want to delete this transaction? After we click OK, you will notice we can close the invoice window and we can see that accounts receivable now has the correct balance. Let's close out the accounts receivable account and notice that even though the accounts receivable has the correct balance, editing income is now too low because we just deleted something that was recorded also into editing income. We now have to record the correct transaction, re-enter the sales receipt. From the main menu, I will click Customers, enter sale receipt, put the date that was on that sale receipt, in this case January 15th. The payment method was cash. The customer was Alan Arby. The sale receipt was actually sale receipt number 5, and QuickBooks allows us to put whatever number we want in the transaction number. The item was editing, and the quantity was 14. Now we have the correct amount, $1,960, that will increase editing income. When we click Save and Close, we now see that the numbers are now correct. We now have undeposited funds, $16,600, editing income, $18,480, and account receivable and video income remain unchanged with the correct money amounts.